mysterious stories.
I've cautiously selected these videos that will undoubtedly freak you out in different ways, so please tell me how it takes place and which ones work the best. Number 14. A child makes up his mind to climb out the window and look around. After walking around the perimeter a few times, he tests his limits, as children usually do, and attempts to see how far he can stretch out that has not fallen. When a stressful motorist causes to make a honk from below, you can listen to him hit the side of the building twice. He bobs down the apartment and quickly comes back, buoyed by his first successful effort. He oscillates both feet over the edge and doesn't look back once while moving all around, making tons of risky moves with no regard for the possibility of falling to the streets below. After more than 3 minutes of high-rise acrobatics, someone eventually notices what he's doing and drags him inside, followed by the horrified yell of a terrified parent. Number 13. Passengers on a subway train observe a man's increasingly strange way of behaving. He's dragging on different parts of the interior harder and harder, as though testing the strength of the bars. After that, there is not any warning or explanation that he starts kicking at the wall, first low, then higher, up towards the plexiglass. He sees the door as if he's never seen one before and repeatedly kicks it, seemingly attempting to escape while the subway is still moving. What's odd is that he's acting belligerently but not with much anger. He looks over at the camera briefly, almost satisfied, and then continues, really getting into it right now. He later returns to pulling on the bars when the alarm sounds, until the doors open and he is let out at a contingent stop. I can't help but be curious if he should have stayed with someone and wasn't fully aware of the havoc he was wreaking. Number 12. Outside, a man discovers a single floppy and blurry critter that is completely still. Even though he is uncertain what it is, it appears to be harmless, like an enormous caterpillar, and he can't help but give it a quick pat. That's when its insides burst open and chase him down.
Super pelo público.
What appeared to be a massive tuft of fur was actually tens of thousands of spiders tightly packed together. Although he yells in surprise and steps back from the living nest, it's not early enough to disappear. I think that hundreds of these fast-moving bugs have already linked themselves to him and are dispersing under his clothes, infiltrating every last corner and crevice. Number 11. If you are fond of chocolate peanut butter cups, this video will definitely make you surprised. This one, for some reason, appears to have some additional ingredients that I'm pretty sure aren't supposed to be there.
Oh.
Dozens of worms of various sizes entwine their way in and out of the chocolatey layer. Some of them are too small to look like specks of peanut butter until they change position. Even though I'm not certain how they got in there, this candy looks comparatively old and it's probably what takes place past the expiration date, so it's not exactly sure it's the manufacturer's fault. However, if this has occurred once, it has most likely taken place many times before, and perhaps someone else did not notice it as carefully before taking a bite. Number 10. A YouTube channel called Homesteading Off the Grid records by chance the uncanny cries of something screaming deep in the forest while planting trees. Please tell me if you have an idea what type of animal this is, since many people say that it sounds like a cross between a human and an animal. They make up their mind to end recording after 6 minutes because they haven't heard anything.
Did you
sound
hear
like
that?
it's screaming at me, yeah.
Oh wow.
If this was a person, it appears that they were in desperate need of assistance. Nonetheless, that shriek is enough to send shivers down anyone's spine. Number 9. A laughing kid rushes from one room to the next, and something scary appears to pursue her jokingly. The shifting shadow comes closely behind, then vanishes as quickly as it appeared. Some argue that this is simply a lens flaw, however, I disagree. If you look closely, you'll notice the shapeless blob squeezing itself directly around the corner. It appeared that I have heard spirits making friends with the children before being the owner of them. I hope that that is not the case here, but no matter what it is, I would not like it near myself or my family. Number 8. Will Rubio, a YouTuber, goes inside an old Utah jail with some friends to see what's left behind. Everyone is in a good mood, and one of them enters the cell, laughing, to imagine what it must have been like to be locked up. When they discover the answer by chance, they are all discussing whether or not the door has a working lock.
Is there any lock on it?
You think?
No, I think it's a magnet.
Holy
You're joking.
I'm not kidding.
He attempts to get out when they find the way that discovers the controls in the darkened area, and soon discovers the doors are as strong as ever.
Why would you
Eventually, just as true panic sets in, they try to break open the cell door and release their friend. If not, they would have had to get in touch with emergency services and would have gotten themselves into a lot of trouble. Number 7. A 4-year-old is cheerfully drinking his juice until the straw ends working due to some reason. His conservative parents seem to have a bad feeling about the package and inspect it to see what's incorrect.
And this is what it's inside. Nasty.
A thick green clump of sludge holds on tightly to the bottom of the container and obstructs the straw. They little by little realize their child has been sipping by chance on what could be a massive floating piece of moldy gel. As though that was good enough, the father uses a straw to overturn it to show an even uglier underside.
Ew. Oh my god.
Again. Look at that.
The strange-looking growth is most likely teeming with bacteria and is not fit for human consumption. Therefore, if you've ever been drinking a packaged drink and the straw did not work, I predict that right now you know why. Number 6. This Uber passenger appears to be a fairly normal person at first until he discloses an anxious habit.
Oh! God.
He reaches for his face and softly pulls both of his eyes out of their sockets. The right eye extends beyond far more than the left and appears to be on the verge of bursting and rolling down his cheek at any moment. I can't think that doing this would be good enough for your eyes, and I wish that he doesn't have long-term health issues. However, for the time being, he has definitely been successful in creating a video that will creep both you and me out. Number 5. Even though this old VHS video from 1999 may have recorded a ghost, I need your assistance to determine whether or not it is true. I can clearly see the ghost when you mention it, especially when zoomed in. Here seems to be an astonishing amount of highlight here, and I can even see the buttons on their shirt and maybe a long musket. In addition, I have some other ideas about what this could be. The lively details could be nothing more than a contingent arrangement of branches if this is the wide open space between two trees. From a distance, this could be a cemetery statue. This was carried out before high definition, so it's difficult to say for sure. However, I want to hear your thoughts. Number 4. Security cameras record a man in Detroit getting rid of the lifeless remains of a woman to an abandoned lot. It's extensive daylight and he doesn't even attempt to keep hidden her in anything, just pulls her across the ground, leans her against a telephone pole, and then casually runs away. Maybe he was attempting to make it appear as if she died of natural causes, and it might have worked if not for a witness who witnessed the entire thing. As far as I could tell from my research, he was never discovered. Number 3. When a man raises his phone too high while looking away, he raises suspicion. When he does see his phone, he appears to be deeply focused. He has no idea that the window at the back of him is reflecting his screen, break promises to him, and telling the entire story to anyone who is quick enough to notice. If you notice to the right, you can see a blurry image of a woman sitting. No matter what the reason is, he is obviously capturing the female passenger, who is covertly recording him in return. This goes on for well over a minute. He's staring at his screen, and there's no way he doesn't realize the camera is on. The idea of watching someone through your phone is extremely gruesome. and who has any idea how many times he saw it later in his spare time if he was recording a video. Number 2. This dashcam video was said to be taken near Hanoi, Vietnam, and was shared on Facebook, where it quickly spread to local news outlets. The car soon approaches a figure put on entirely in white standing in the middle of the road. The drivers are comparatively worried because this individual is standing in the middle of a pitch-black road, with only one street light above him. They don't demand the person any questions and instead immediately drive away. While many on social media assumed it was a ghost of some sort, news outlets reported that it was a woman who was not mentally well and was perhaps trying to commit suicide. Let us wish that she received the assistance she required before it was too late. Number 1. This video shows a complete stranger on a bridge waving hello to rush hour traffic while dressed as a clown. It's gruesome enough that a stranger is waving to no one in particular but to look at its arm. Perhaps even though it's just the angle, the arm appears far too long and thin to be owned by anyone. At the 15-second mark, you can notice that the forearm alone appears to be the same length as an ordinary person's whole arm. Thanks for checking out this video. Be sure to subscribe because I upload a new video every day. Or if you're still not convinced, here are some of my other videos that I think you'd like. Enjoy.